I'll wait for the cheering to finish. Okay, time. All relationships are built on trust. The more important the relationship, the more trust is needed, and the more vulnerable you become. For the next 15 minutes, I'd like to invite you to put your trust in me, and we'll drink some delicious coffee. Judges, are you guys up for trusting me? Yeah? Awesome. Between you are reference cards with notes for all 3 courses today. Please use those just to help guide you as we go along. Now, where I work at Taylor's, we've been buying coffee for 140 years. Some of the producers and co-ops that we work with represent decades of mutual trust. Through our sourcing approach, we believe that investments, long-term contracts, and constant open communication are key to sustaining these relationships. The benefit of the trust in them is massive to us as a business and to those producers we work with. Now, the 2 coffees I'm serving you today come from one of these relationships. They're produced by Mauricio Chatar at Finca La Negrita in Tolima, Colombia. For the past 7 years, we've built a relationship with Mauricio grounded in trust. When it came to choosing a coffee for WBC, for me, it had to be one of his, because of this trust, because of the relationship, and because of the quality of his incredible coffees. But we didn't have time to taste samples, so I had to trust Mauricio more than I ever have done before. I asked him to send me his best tasting coffee for espresso without me ever tasting it. Now, this would be an absolutely insane risk if I didn't trust him. But thanks to those 7 years of incredible coffees, I do. Every single time Mauricio sends us coffee, it exceeds every expectation we have of it. So today I'm excited to share with you, for your espresso course, the most recent, and trust me, best crop of geisha from La Negrita. This variety, along with a terroir of volcanic soil and an altitude of 1,700 meters above sea level, means today you'll experience a high-quality, complex flavor profile and have an extraordinary taste experience. There's one area in particular where there is nobody better than Mauricio to trust. It's processing. For the geisha, the coffee was pulped, then fermented anaerobically for 48 hours before slow drying in a climate-controlled dark room for 4 weeks. This controlled fermentation makes the geisha vibrant with a bright citric acidity, and the slow drying gives it an intense sweetness. Now, after this processing, the coffee was milled and immediately shipped to me in Harrogate, where it arrived just 10 days ago. So I had to roast it straight away. Thankfully, I've been roasting Mauricio's coffees for 4 years now, so I'm very comfortable with how to get the best out of them. The roast for the geisha is 7 minutes, with a 19% development to 85 agtron. This keeps the great acidity in the coffee, whilst making it soluble enough for a high extraction. What this means for you is you'll taste a balanced espresso with great flavor clarity. This is genuinely the most complex and expressive geisha I've ever tasted. Please write down your flavor notes today. It starts off floral, specifically rose. Then you have raspberry coulis and pink grapefruit, which lingers long into the aftertaste. I've come to trust that Mauricio's coffees are always juicy and round. But today, I'm doing 2 things to further enhance the tactile. I'm compound chilling the entire shot and using a brew ratio of 1 to 2.5. This will result in your tactile experience. Please write it down. A medium weight, juicy texture. The texture is also silky. And there's a long, lingering finish. When I serve these espressos, please give them 5 good stirs to mix the layers, then place your used spoons in the small white pots. These espressos would not be here today without incredible levels of trust between us at Taylor's and Mauricio at La Negrita. I believe that trust makes these coffees a little sweeter. You've got a really long time to assess these espressos, so please don't rush. Enjoy. You guys are quick. For the milk beverage, I wanted to further expand on the trust with Mauricio by showcasing another coffee from his farm. I've chosen to use his Cedra. This variety has flavors of pineapple and Yellowstone fruit as an espresso. And the processing is similar to the geisha, except it starts with an extra 48-hour fermentation in cherry. This variety and processing create amazing, bold, tropical flavors that make this coffee perfect for use in a milk beverage. When the coffee combines with the milk, those flavors are transformed to decadent dessert-like flavors. Please write them down. Dark rum, caramel, and ripe banana. Now, judges, I can't drink dairy, but I know it makes the best tasting milk drinks. So I'm leaning heavily on another relationship for this course. For the past 4 years, I've put all of my trust in my coach, Nicola, to make sure that I'm serving you the best possible tasting milk beverages. Bear with me one moment. Where were we? Oh, yes. With Nicola as the sole taster, we tested over 50 different milks. Nicola tasted hundreds of drinks in order to find the right milk and the right balance of that milk for you today with the Cedra. Nicola gave me her taste notes and her scores, and I interpreted the data. Together, this mix and teamwork created the perfect innovation for selecting the perfect milk. We chose a full-fat Jersey dairy milk, freeze-distilled by 50%. This decreases the water content, increasing the sweetness and the thickness, so you'll get a rich, creamy texture today. Now, since you're trusting me, I'll be stirring these beverages as we go along. This is a technique I've developed to create the best balance of coffee and milk harmony. And when served, you can just go right ahead and taste. Thank you. We chose a ratio of 1 part coffee to 2 parts milk, as this is where Nicola found the best balance. Thank you, that one's for you. And a brew ratio of 1 to 2 to create a great intensity of flavor specifically for this drink. That one's yours, thank you. Judges, it's no overstatement for me to say these are the most important milk beverages of my life, and I haven't tasted them. Can you imagine? The only way I know how these drinks taste is through trust alone. Enjoy. Over the last 2 courses, we looked at trust in 2 different relationships. First in espresso with Mauricio and his incredible coffee. Then in the milk beverage with Nicola as my coach. If you remember at the beginning of the routine, I asked you to put your trust in me. During this course is where it really counts, because I know the trust between sensory judges and a competitor hangs perilously in the balance when it comes to signature drink. You all know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've tasted some not so good ones in the past, but I promise you, you can trust me. It's not going to happen today. We're starting off with 80 grams of the Cidra, brewed the same way as your milk beverage, in the hyperchiller to cool it down and capture the aromatics. The refined tropical qualities of that coffee that made it perfect for a milk drink are the same qualities that make it the perfect base for this signature drink. Trust me, I tried so many other coffees, but none worked quite like this did. To it, I'm adding 200 grams of apricot cascara syrup. The recipe for this is on your reference cards, but I'll do a quick demo of how I made it. I took 30 grams of apricot jam and added to it 10 grams of cascara from the Cidra and 200 grams of boiling water. I left this all to steep for 30 minutes before passing through a metal filter. The apricot interacts with the sweetness from the Cidra, creates a new flavor, mango ice cream. The reason I chose apricots is because they remind me of trust. They're delicate, fragile, easily broken. Apricots, just like trust, are something you really need to take care of. The yellow stone fruit notes that are in the Cidra interact with the unique flavors of cascara to create another flavor, orange juice. This lingers long into the aftertaste. Cascara reminds us that every coffee relationship starts with the producer's care. That's also where the trust needs to begin. The final ingredient is 100 grams of pink coconut water. It's pink because it's cold pressed. You can see it just over here. I sourced a specific coconut water that was low in salinity, but high in creaminess. I freeze distilled it by 50% to intensify that creaminess. When that interacts with the pineapple note in the Cidra, you get the final new flavor, toffee apple. Coconuts represent refreshment. This is a key quality in any enduring relationship. You don't just build trust once, you have to constantly refresh it. That's something I've been aware of in all these relationships here today. I used the hyperchiller to bring it down to 5 degrees where the drink's most refreshing, and I'm charging with 8 grams of nitrogen to create an amazing texture. Texture starts off velvety, becoming juicy in the second sip. The drink will have a medium weight, and I'm serving in whiskey glasses to intensify the tropical aroma. When served, please hold off on tasting until instructed, but when it is time to taste, I'd like you to take 2 sips, swirling heavily like this, before each sip, so you get the best tactile experience. Quick refresher on those flavor notes. We had mango ice cream, orange juice lingering long into the aftertaste, and toffee apple. Medium weight, that texture that evolves from velvety to juicy. All right. Judges, over here are pictures of people that I trust and people who trust me. I think throughout this routine, we've built up enough trust for me to add you to the board. What do you say? You guys up for a photo? I'm going to take it as a yes. So please hold off on tasting until instructed, but please pick up your drinks, because for our photo, we'll raise a glass to trust. Please pick it up. Give me your most trusting smile. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Judges, I genuinely believe all this trust in these pictures and in the drink. Today, it's not just a drink. It's a full-on celebration of all this trust. A reminder that nothing truly great stands alone. Thank you for trusting everyone here. Thank you for trusting me. Enjoy your drinks. Time.